Well, well, well. If it isn't the consequences of my own actions. The wins.
Wins.
How do
Mistakes after the win.
Mistakes
after the win.
Mistakes after the win. That's
Or
how
the
you
wins
win.
after the mistakes.
Oh,
the wins after the mistakes.
Today we're gonna find out 3 steps how we deal with our mistakes. Admit that we were wrong, learn from our mistakes, do the bounce back.
Bounce back. Do the bounce back. Bounce back.
Let's find out how we deal with our mistakes. Admit the fact that you were wrong. That takes a lot of courage. Like,
But I honestly feel like when you've made like so many mistakes, I think the first part of like even coming to grips and finding a way out is to say, you know what, this was a mistake.
yeah.
To say that and to say it out loud and to tell yourself, you know, it's okay. Like I made a mistake, I'm human.
Some mistakes could take you into depression.
Yeah. And that's a serious thing. But when you admit that mistake and you start to figure out what you can learn from that mistake, that's the first process of deconstructing that mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start to figure out what you can learn, then you find the positive.
Yeah.
And that can help you come out of depression.
Finding the
Major key.
positive in the situation. Like, some mistakes, you won't be able to eat, you won't be able to sleep because you're thinking about this mistake and how you've messed up so bad. And it's so easy for us to forgive other people for their mistakes, but we find it harder on ourselves to forgive ourselves for our own mistakes.
Right. You hold yourself to some kind of standard that you feel that you're supposed to be absolutely perfect when everybody else makes mistakes, so you understand they're humans, not
Right.
you. But you have to remember that you are too, and you have to remember to be merciful to yourself.
Right. The second one is learning from your mistakes.
Yeah.
How do you think we would learn from our mistakes?
A lot of people try to run away from their mistakes and they try not to face it. Facing it and with step one, like you admitting that it was a mistake is step one, facing that and saying, you know what, I will face this and deconstruct this in its entirety instead of running away from it, because that's how you end up not learning from the mistake. You put it back there in the closet and you shut the door.
Right. And the last thing, how do we move on from the mistakes that we
My
did?
favorite, the thing that I'm practicing the most these days is practicing my bounce back. Honestly, it took me like a week to reconcile a mistake.
And that's actually good because some people take months and years. Some people never get over their mistakes. They live with that. And you never know how far a mistake can get somebody to go. Like some people might become suicidal because of the mistakes that they made. And I want us to remember that we are not our mistakes. You can't allow your mistakes to keep you from moving forward. You can't.
You gotta keep it pushing because life is going on. And sister, whether you moved or not,
Life still gonna go on.
it's going. So you need to get back up on that train and you need to keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep being you and learning from your mistakes. Don't allow your mistakes to get you in that dark corner. Don't allow your mistakes to define who you are. Don't allow your mistakes to drive you into depression because you are not your mistake. The winner in me woke up today. Did the winner in you?
Always.
The winner in us woke up today. Did the winner in you? Walking Like You Talking with Georgie Ann. See you guys next week on another Walking Like You Talking.